What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Planet Creative Podcast. Today we got Joel with us. He's the owner of STRNGWEAR, a fitness brand in Danbury, fitness apparel brand in Danbury, Connecticut. Tell me a little more about what you're doing.
Yeah, so I own a clothing brand. I started this around, I want to say November 2019, but it took me around like 6 to 7 months to really, get to the point of when I wanted to start it. I did a lot of, extensive research, looking at the market, looking at, the flaws and everything. So I really just, I actually began thinking about it like closer to 2018, but I had this goal, this idea that I wanted to do. And I just, I had no like idea of how to do this, how to begin it. Not that many people like around me or that I know of I could, go to like as a resource. So I just, I did it on my own and I tried to do everything with trial and error.
So you said you started it. So the idea came to you in 2018.
I want to say like late 2018.
Yeah,
early
and then you
2019.
launched November 2019.
Mm-hmm.
You said you told me it was your first launch. So like what kind of inspired you to do this? Because it's, I wanted to be in fashion, and
Yeah.
I was trying to design clothes in college, and I was like, this shit is so cutthroat.
Yeah.
It costs a good amount of money, like to even start up. I was like, I don't even know if I could do it. So I was like, what made you want to jump into like the cutthroat industry, especially the niche of fitness apparel?
No, so like, going into the gym, I've always liked looking and feeling your best, and like obviously, with having when you're in the gym, you want to make sure you look and feel good all the time, and it's just something that like I've always wanted to, I've seen around the gym. I've seen all these nice like gym outfits, and I'm like, I want to do something like this, but I want to make it like even better. I want to improve all of like the little, details and things that people find issues with. So, and a huge like inspiration that really like caught my attention was obviously like CG.
Christian Guzman.
So
Athlete for anyone who doesn't know Guzman.
Yeah. So he's like, just seeing his story like really like motivated me, and I was just like, if he could, start something that early on, like, I think he started like 19, 20 years old. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I need to just, start taking action.
You said Alphalete and Guzman were a big inspiration. Were there any other people? Like, what brands were you kind of looking to grab inspiration for STRNGWEAR?
So, one, obviously huge Alphalete, Everforward, Max Tuning. Mm-hmm. Just seeing how they had these inspirational like stories and how like they began doing and how they would get like, it's just when you get judged so much by it, but like I kind of wanted to feel that like that kind of like I wanted to see how far I could go with something with people not like relying on me or like not supporting me, just because I wanted to feel that like challenge.
So when you say like people judging, you mean like outsiders, like people looking at you being somebody who's starting their own business, being like, kind of, because I understand what you're talking about. Like when I was looking to start my own stuff, even this podcast, I was like, man, what the hell are people gonna think? Like, people are gonna be like, what is wrong with this kid?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Another podcast popping up.
Yeah, no, literally. No, like I've seen so many of them like started, but like the thing is, you never know like how what something small could eventually turn into, like exactly. With giving it time, dedication, and consistency. Because like as soon as I began like coming up with names for the business, and I actually made it official, I signed all the papers and everything, like it just kept getting harder and harder and harder, and I'm like, it's not even like the first year in and it's just difficult, but like this is like the little challenges that are going to shape me and the entire brand to being much better, being a bigger brand with time. So I just knew I had to like keep giving it time and like just be patient with it, because like obviously with tons of people, like not necessarily strangers, but like I had so many like distant friends that would just judge me. They're like, yo, like how much money are you making from it? And I'd only been in, it was like only my first launch, so I was going to save millions of dollars. Like it's just not something that's going to happen like right away.
Right. Yeah, you gotta everything you gotta work at it, and if you blow up right away, it's kind of sheer luck. Like I don't care what anybody says.
That's
like
facts.
No matter how much you work your ass off, like if you put like 2 things up that go and one of them goes viral, like nowadays I just feel like it's such chance. But like what obviously you're a fitness apparel company, but where did your passion for fitness start? Did it start playing like sports when you were young, or was it just from the gym?
So my passion for fitness really started when I played soccer, and like I think it was like 2.5 years ago, I tore my ACL, and it was like a huge like injury for me, and it was like a huge setback. So I needed something like to kind of fill that void because I was out for a year. So tearing my ACL was like the worst thing. I couldn't play sports. I couldn't play soccer. Couldn't do anything like that for a year, 12 months. And I was just like, let me start like going to the gym, saying like, because I would have to do it for conditioning, and I actually kind of liked that. I was like, yo, this actually feels kind of good. This feels awesome. And then I kept going every single day, and like I started to fall more in love with it. Pushing new numbers, hitting PRs, and it was just like it was an awesome feeling. And then I just fell in love with it and kind of rode with it.
And then from there, it just kind of evolved into. Like, was there always this love of fashion as well? Or was it just like, how can I do something to benefit and be in the fitness community even more than just going to the gym?
Yeah, so like fitness and like fashion really went pretty close together, because like with fitness and fashion, like I would, as soon as I fell in love with the sport, bodybuilding and everything, it was just all these people that would work out, they would wear clothes or like specific like fitting materials that like it just looks so good on them. I'm like, so with like building a good physique and like looking good, it's like the complete package. So I just wanted to make something that you feel very happy and proud about, and like also look good and feel good like when you do.
Yeah, so like fitness and fashion, like you said, it's even more so like the past year, and I feel like it's due to social media. Like you see people like really trying to drip in the gym. Like I've seen people in like, off-whites in the gym,
so
like
true.
Like that kind of thing, which is crazy to me. I mean, I don't know. When I lift, I wear Converse.
Yeah,
like I love my Converse in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I love them.
But so yeah. Besides, I know you had mentioned bodybuilding. Like, is that something you want to get into next? Like, or is that something you want to take STRNGWEAR into, where you kind of have like a bodybuilding athlete within it? Because I know you already have some athletes.
Yeah, no, for sure. So like with bodybuilding, like for now, I really want to focus on perfecting the material, the quality of the products that I'm producing. But bodybuilding is, as of now, it's not really the image of what I want to like establish with the brand. Like I don't necessarily want like a big like bulky bodybuilder to like represent the brand. For now, I just really want to focus on the fitness industry now, and just perfect the product before making any other moves. But yeah, it's been so hard though, because like there are so many outside factors that I haven't put into perspective, like for example, like with my athletes and like brand ambassadors, like I have to pay attention to every like society as a whole. Not everyone's necessarily like ripped, 6-pack abs, this and that. Like it's just I need to focus on everyone, and obviously as a small brand, these are little things that I don't pay attention to right now.
Right.
So like obviously I'm making 2021 like a year where I really like establish all the key points that I need to hit with the brand, and just want to look out for everyone, so that way everyone's able to like enjoy the brand and support it.
So how did you go about picking your athletes? Because like you said, you have all different types of athletes. You have, you got Fenty still, right? He's a basketball player. I know you have Jack, who I'm not sure if he's still playing soccer, but I'm pretty sure he played soccer at Westcon.
Yeah,
right?
he played soccer. Yep,
yeah, so
Westcon.
like you got a mix of like people who lift and look very aesthetic, but then you have like actual athletes. So how did you go about that? Was that your brand imaging? Was that
so at the beginning, when I was first looking to have people like represent the brand at the beginning, I kind of looked for people that really like did the social media thing, like post Instagram stories, give value free information, because that's a huge thing, and that's something I pay attention to a lot. Like especially if you're giving all this information out on Instagram, Facebook, especially YouTube, like you're giving people all this information, and I kind of want someone to be able to give that value free content to people, just so so you can help them out. And like I came up with getting these people through the gym, like through Edge, through like Iron Factory, and like I just kind of like I kind of did my searching a little bit. I studied them, I analyzed them a little bit. Like I followed them on Instagram, and like I would see like what they post and how they react to certain things, and yeah, that's pretty much like how I went about like choosing people, and like, you know, fitness enthusiasts, you know, happy like into the gym, know about nutrition, like so many different like variables.
Yeah, no, you definitely got a good team of athletes, for sure. And I know because I see, I see you guys sharing them. I see STRNGWEAR sharing it, Foundation sharing their posts, and you guys, some of them got a lot of followers. Like, some of them do very, very well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just cool to see, and it's something I talked about when Eric came on here. Is like, back home, like people lifted. It was all kids from high school, blah blah blah. But it's like, it's weird, like going to the Edge or the Iron Factory, and like this area, it kind of seems like is really like a gym forward. It's like their own little tight knit community. You know what I mean? Like you go into the Edge, you see like 15 dudes on the turf, like doing calisthenics together. Like you see so many people walking through, just dapping each other up, and it's like, it's cool to see, and it's cool that now like you're becoming a part of that as well. Because every time I go to the gym now, I see a Foundation shirt, I see a STRNGWEAR jogger shirt, something. No, it's really cool to see.
No, like, and like obviously I have to give major credit to Eric and his store, because without him, like without making that connection between me and him, like none of like the growth that's been happening within the last couple of months would have been possible without him. So like I give a huge like shout out to Eric for that, and with him, like it's mutually beneficial for us. Like if I could help him out, like vice versa, like that's pretty much what I want to do, especially locally. And like if you have like a business, or like you're starting something small, like if you're starting a podcast or you're starting a YouTube channel, like let's partner up, let's do something, let's help each other out, especially like local area like Danbury, Brookfield, Fairfield County. Like it's just, there's not that many people that do it enough that could, are able to share that information with someone that's doing the same thing. So like, it really, really, like, if I could, like, I remember this one person that just started his YouTube channel like before summer, messaged me saying that he wants to do a YouTube video talking about the brand, and just basically talk about STRNGWEAR. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like, let's do it. Like, there's no harm in doing that. Let's help each other grow,
Yeah, collabs are a huge thing, especially like you said with social media now. And what are, like, going into social media and stuff, like what are some of the things that you did in the beginning to get your name out there? Because you built a following fairly quick. You got over 1,000 followers on Instagram now, right? Like you built a good following, and especially like during COVID and stuff, I know it was hard. So like, can you talk about how you built your brand through social media? If that was your main marketing thing, like what did you do to get the name out there from the start?
From the beginning, I would try to like, what I would try to do is like at the beginning when I first started the brand, I first wanted to so like what I did is like to finally get the word out is like I looked at people like personal trainers at the Edge. I would reach out to them, see if they wanted to do something, do like a little photo shoot, or do like a workout video for them. And like ever since then, like I partnered up with also with Shane. We do some things here and there. Like Shane, he's a great photographer. Video, he's like the Matt Como prodigy. He's like a really, really good videographer. He's like awesome. And like I told him, hey, like would you mind like doing a video for him? And like the video went absolutely berserk. Like it was crazy. It's just the edits, all this and that. Like, and people were so drawn to it. They're like, yo, like this is so dope. It made me want to like work out and get a shirt. And then I'm like, yeah, like, and as soon as I that first video and that Shane did for us, like we got so many DMs, we got messages, and like all these people asking like, what is this? Is this a clothing brand? Is this like a supplement thing? I'm like, no, it's a clothing brand. But like people were so drawn to like the content that's being produced, and I was just like, this is where I'm going to take this direction. And like I just want to provide and give as much like awesome content, especially value free information, like that we're able to share on the STRNGWEAR page. So like another thing that we also did too is recently was we started doing these like athlete of the month things. So with this, it's like we plan out a month for an athlete or a brand ambassador, and we take them through a week's worth and basically a month's worth of content that they should do from time to time, and space it out between the days and post it at the time where people are mainly on social media. So like maybe like when you get out of work, like maybe 6-7 p.m. and like everything is very like planned from here on out. So like and a lot of people like it, like when we would do like workout tutorials. I remember Kevin Cooper, I had him do like 4 workout videos for you to swipe through and save, and like you'd be surprised, like there were like 13 people that saved the video. I'm like, you know what, like this is something we need to start doing. Then we were like, let's do like breakfast routines, like let's do like a Starbucks order, like trying to find different ways to give value for information
and keep it fresh too.
Keep it fresh.
That's
exactly.
The one thing I noticed. You're saying like breakfast, workout, even the Starbucks order, got to keep it fresh. And then you had mentioned to me right before the podcast started, you brought on a partner who's helping you out a lot with the marketing stuff. How's that going? Has that been like a huge help that you've noticed?
Oh, that's been like one of the major helps that I've had actually. So at first I was a little, not skeptical, but I was a little hesitant with with partnering up with someone, like obviously like this is my business, and like I just don't want to, I wanted to make sure I was making the right decisions, but sometimes like those risky decisions may feel like the worst, but they ended up being the best. Right. So like this one, as soon as I partnered up with him, he helped me, with more organizational skills. Like he helped me be a lot more like organized with everything, planning out dates and time frames and all this and that, and like making everything professional. And like from the back end, he like helped me out like so much, being organized, and like it's been a huge help actually. So I'm very excited for this year. So I feel like 2021 is going to be like a great, tremendous year of growth.
Yeah. So what are some of your plans for 2021 then? Because obviously you launched November 2019. And now, like, 4 months later, COVID hits.
Yeah,
like, gym shut down. So that was definitely something hard to deal with. So, like, now coming into 2021, which has already been a crazy week.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's been crazy.
It's been a crazy week already.
Oh, my God.
8 days in, and it's
8
been
days
madness.
In, yeah.
But, so what are some of the plans for 2021? Like, any big things?
Yeah.
You don't got to give away all your strategies.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get So, yeah, 2021, I do, I'm planning to do a couple more launches this year, maybe 3, 4 hopefully, but that's my goal. So more launches this year, reaching new people and hitting 2,000 followers. So I want to slowly start to increase the following, because with increasing the following, I know that I'm able to plan out more like cool like things to do, like pop-ups, or like my big goal is to do like a huge pop-up event somewhere, and like hosting it somewhere. It'd just be like a dope experience to do.
Hold on.
So,
all right, you go.
Yeah. So for 2021, I do want to. My goal is for the brand is to do a couple more launches this year, which are being planned as we speak. I just last night actually I planned out a launch that's potentially between June to August. So I gave myself that time frame to get everything sorted and everything, because you'd be surprised at how long it takes to come up with like all of these different like product designs and ideas, and like actually getting the product in hand. It's just takes,
you got to get the samples. Something could be off with the sample,
adjustments and everything.
It's just no, I know, because I have friends who are in fashion too, and it's just it seems
it's insane,
like madness. Even watching Guzman's videos or Max's videos, they'll get something and they'll be like, "This sucks." Like, now I gotta send
literally,
this back. Like,
it won't come perfect the first time, and like you have to really like give it the time and effort to perfect the product. Otherwise, the customers won't buy it. Something.
So where do you source everything from? Are you like a made in America brand? Are you guys overseas? Like where?
So yes, so our products are designed in USA, so here, and all of our products come from China. Okay. Yeah, so we get our manufacturers. I found one manufacturer that I'm sticking with finally after after like the fourth manufacturer, and I found the one that, you know, is much, you know, quick response time, you know, gives like more than one sample per time. It's just like, no, she's perfect, and it's just like she's amazing.
What's it like trying to contact them? Obviously, completely different.
Oh my god, I have to be up till like at least 1 a.m. just to communicate and just to like say, hey, like this jogger needs like a 3-inch like decrease or like a cuff or this and that. It's just like the time frame is definitely like hard to manage, because then I have to like, you know, be on the phone with them for a while, but it's worth it. It's so worth it.
And like, especially if this ends up going big, which I'm sure it will one day. I mean, in a year, you guys have done
I appreciate it, man.
Like, it's awesome to see. Like I said, I remember when my roommate got something from your first launch, and I was like, what is that? Like, I literally thought like she had gotten like, you know, a Gymshark or an Alpha.
Yeah.
Like I just saw like this little like crop top.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that? She was like, oh, it's STRNGWEAR. I was like, strong. Like, what's that? And like from then till now, it's just like, it's like I said, like you can't go to the gym without seeing STRNGWEAR at this point, and like even randomly in Danbury, I'll,
that's actually
see someone rocking a STRNGWEAR hoodie or a STRNGWEAR jogger. It's like, it's cool to see. It's really awesome to see.
No, for you to think that way, you know, it's like it's amazing, because, you know, every time like I get a message from like, you know, like maybe like when I get a message from like, you know, like one of my athletes or brand ambassadors, and they're like, hey Joel, like I just saw I kid you not, this was like last week. This was last week, but he was like, I saw 13 people at Edge wearing like STRNGWEAR. I'm like, 13 people at Edge, like 13 people at Edge, you can't miss. You know, like it's just like so obvious. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. It's amazing, you know, because like all the time and effort that I put into it, like I knew this would pay off, and like obviously it's only a year in, but like just seeing a new face, a new person. It's just like, it's a great feeling, because I'm one step closer to reaching new people and a new audience.
So like as of right now, like you just said, a new audience, like are you finding that you're like mainly in like Connecticut, tri-state area, East Coast? Like where are you finding that you're primarily being your purchases are coming from, and then like what areas do you want to hit next?
So as of right now, the main like areas that I've already like hit perfectly is Connecticut, New York, a couple of New Jersey, but I do want to go more like, I want to focus more on areas like in the East Coast. Wait, is it East Coast or West Coast?
East Coast. Well, West Coast is like California.
Yeah. Oh my God, West Coast. So areas I do want to focus on is like West Coast. I've gotten like 1 or 2 orders from there, and like that motivated me so much. I was like, oh my God, like that's like a very, very high populated area. A lot of, you know, big people are in that area, the influencers, the social media people.
That's what I was about to say. Like that influencer culture that's just out there.
It's crazy.
Like, yeah, it's absurd. It's crazy. Everyone moves out there.
Like,
you get it. Like they go there, and it's definitely a hot spot. So like then, like you said, you have ambassadors. Like, you know, is like our influencer packages next? You know, like trying to maybe not being like a straight up, you know, athlete or an ambassador, but like you just send them like a cool little packaged up box with your stuff. Like, is that something you guys have ever thought of to break in new markets? Yeah.
So like I saw Max Tuning. I think he did like he does influencer packages for like a list ton of, you know, like celebs or like, you know, major like Instagram influencers. I did consider like doing that, because it would be, you know, something cool, because not necessarily do I want someone to be automatically a part of STRNGWEAR. I do want people that have like a big following, you know, have like, you know, a YouTube channel and has like all this and that to like, you know, be able to promote the product. It's just, I do need to look at it from a financial perspective too, because a lot of these influencer packages like are like very, very like expensive.
Oh yeah, in depth. They come in like a crazy case, and then you got to give away obviously, you know, free merch,
free product.
So it's
and like and it depends. Like if you have it's just crazy, because like there's micro influencers, there's macro influencers, and like there's just the gap between those two is so crazy. Like a micro influencer might charge like maybe like $1,000 to $5,000, you know, just to do like 3 posts, a couple stories, let's not even say like a macro influencer that has like huge following. Yeah. It's the whole thing. But I do want to plan on doing that for the next 5 years.
Yeah. And the other thing about influencers is like every, a micro and a macro influencer, there's like, they both have their pros and cons. Whereas, like, for example, like a micro influencer doesn't have as many followers, but those followers are like way more in tune with what they're doing, way more likely to get behind what they're doing. But then again, like that can only be a couple thousand people, whereas a macro influencer, they got millions and millions of followers, but like, people might not watch their stories because they're just posting dumb stuff all day.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I made my first attempt with doing an influencer package. It was actually to this one influencer in Texas, and I realized that she would go to like Alphalete Gym, and so I was like, like maybe like I might reach out to her. She had like, I want to say like 25,000 or 26,000 followers. So I was like, you know what? Let's just see how this works. Let's test the waters with this. I send her the package. I pay her X amount of dollars to do like. It was like 3 posts and like 1 story. Ended up not turning out the way I wanted it to. I think I got like the return off of that like influencer package was like a couple likes and like a couple follows. Yeah, like it wasn't anything crazy, but like it is something that's it's the new world we live in. Influencer marketing is like the key to business growth nowadays. It's crazy.
It's huge, and there's so many ways of attacking it. Like it could be like, I'm gonna pay you to post this, or it could be like, obviously if you have the financial means to do this one, like we're just gonna send you a package full of shit. If you like it, post it. You don't like it, don't post it. There's so many ways to attack it. Yeah, where it's like you could pay them for a photo shoot that then you're post. Like it's just it's so crazy. And I mean nowadays you're even seeing like whole marketing agencies that solely deal with influencer marketing. It's crazy.
That's actually insane, dude. Like I remember even like back when I used to work at GNC, I remember I'm like GNC, it's like obviously it's a corporation, it's a big company, but like they weren't doing anything. They weren't doing that much with like Instagram or social media. And I'm like, why aren't you guys doing this? Like if you reached out to an influencer and actually started promoting your products and giving it to them to promote, like that company could be twice as big. Yeah, like it's honestly
like Steve Cook or someone like that.
Yeah,
like massive.
Send Steve Cook like a Beyond Raw pre-workout, and be insane. So like influencer marketing now is like something that like I solely want to like stick to. Yeah, because it's like the only way to like to actually grow your business properly.
Yeah, it's a smart idea. I mean, that's my whole thing with this podcast is like when I do the podcast, the only way I'm attempting to grow it is like hoping that the people who come on will share the content of themselves or other, you know what I mean? And rather than like, anybody can pay for followers, anybody can. Yeah. But like if you're not like those followers aren't going to give you likes. Nowadays Instagram is just removing bot followers.
Yeah, they are now.
And like the other thing that like I'm huge on is like organic growth. Like to me,
of course,
maybe for you with like a an apparel brand it's a little different, but like say for like a small business, like it's kind of like your follower count matters. I'm not going to say it doesn't. But like if you have 20,000 followers and you're getting 3 to 10 likes on a post,
I know.
Like why even have those?
Why even have?
You're basically wasting your reach on people who aren't even engaged with your content. You know what I mean? And like I've had to explain that to like some of my own clients. They're like, hey, like I noticed you removed some followers. Like, why'd you do that? Now we have less followers. And I'm like, well, you have less followers because I removed some because Instagram added that. Like you could just remove a follower now.
Yeah, that's great.
So I was like, well, look, I removed some followers. You went from getting 5 likes on a post before I got here to getting 35. And it's all just because like the posts are now reaching people who are actually engaged. Yeah. And like that's something that like I think people don't realize. But like going back to influencer marketing, like it's huge because you build that trust. Like by giving your shit to an influencer, you're building trust with their followers. So then they're going to come to your page and be engaged with your content. Be like, oh, this is cool. So it's like, it's cool to see because I remember like a couple of years ago, like everyone was just buying followers. I was like, what the hell is going on?
It's really not doing anything. Like, it's just, and it's so obvious to notice. Like sometimes when I look or I want to outreach to different people, you know, to be able to represent, you know, the STRNGWEAR brand, I look at their followers to likes ratio. And as much as I hate to say that I pay attention to likes and comments and everything, but like it's what's gonna work. It's what, like, I've landed on so many pages that have like 10.6 thousand followers, 16, 20,000 followers. They get like 130 likes, 150 likes, like maybe 3 or 4 comments.
I've seen even worse than that.
Dude,
with,
it's
like,
insane.
You know who's the biggest culprit of it?
Who?
Musicians. I don't know if you've noticed that. Like local artists or like local rappers, like they're the biggest culprits.
Local rappers.
Yeah, like they're the biggest ones. You'll go to their page, you'll be like, damn, this dude's from my area. He's got like 25,000 followers. And then you go to his like most recent picture, it's got like 15 likes. You're like, wait, what the fuck?
No, it's like, hilarious. No, I literally burst. I'm like, what's the point of this? No, it's hilarious. But like those pages though that do have like a similar the fact that there's like there's a math to it now. So like, for example, I remember this one time where I forgot what I posted on my story, and I got a couple people message me saying like something that Gary Vee posted, and I reposted on my story, and it basically said like, if you have like 10,000, 20,000 followers and you're only getting 10 likes, there's no point in doing that. Organic growth is the way to go. Mm-hmm. And like, I got a couple people messaging me saying like, no, that's not true. You need to go by like the algorithm, and like 0.4% of this is how many likes you should be getting on average. And it's just like, it's so complex.
Yeah, it is so complex, and there's so many ways of dealing with it. Because like, if you're talking about Gary Vee, like, that man does not give a fuck about the algorithm. Like, he's like content. He'll post 50,000 pieces of content in one day just so one can go viral. Like, that's his strategy. Other people's strategies are like posting the best content possible. Mm-hmm. And it's like you said, there's so many ways of doing it. There's so many different theories behind it. And there's also, which I always mention to my clients and on this podcast, the fucking quote unquote gurus. They're like, hey, buy my program and you'll be making like $2,500 a week. Like some shit like that. It's like, no, like that. And same thing you said about organic growth. Like, I always tell my clients that, I always tell friends that who are starting a business is like, go with organic growth.
Of course,
at the end of the day, like, organic growth is going to get you the best engagement in the long run.
Exactly.
If you're growing a little slower, you know.
Exactly.
But, like, it doesn't matter if you're growing a little slower, like, especially with a product-based brand like yourself. Yeah. Like, you need those engaged followers. Like,
I can't.
You know, you could have like 10,000 followers one day and be absolutely crushing every release just because every one of those followers is like, this stuff is dope. You know what I mean? And like, that's what truly matters to me. Like, so many people get it twisted now with social media. Like, they want it to, you know, they're following the gurus, they're following, you know, what worked for one person, but like, also what worked for one person might not work for you, because you guys could be in different industries. Like, I'm sure with like me marketing a podcast would have to be different from you marketing STRNGWEAR. You know what I mean? Like, it's all different strategies. It's all, and that's why, like, when we were talking, I'm happy to hear you have someone on your team who is like really knows this stuff, has his own agency. Like, that's good to hear, because there's so many little things that people just don't like realize or even take into account when doing marketing. And like, some people are just, they fucking grow their brand based off of hashtags. Like, some people really do. Some people crush it with the hashtag game, you know, and it's like, that works for them. But like, everything, you know, and you'll figure it out. Like, it's going to get to a point, bro, where like, you're going to get like, you know, maybe you'll get to the 2,200 follower mark, and then all of a sudden you're noticing you're getting like 300 followers a week just from posting one piece of content. Like, eventually you and your partner are going to figure it out, and from there it's just going to start like jumping. Like, one of my clients I know, every year around holiday time, we're going to get like 200 to 500 followers. It's crazy. I've been with them for 2 years. Every holiday time, we get somewhere between like, and that's a pretty big gap, don't get me wrong, but like,
wow,
I'm talking Facebook and Instagram, we get between like 200 and 500 followers from Thanksgiving till Christmas, because it's just like the type of content they're posting is very community based. So they get all of these followers from the community and around it, because they do events and things like that.
All these different
so it's
things.
like crazy how like throughout the year it's like slow growth, and then it's like, all right, Thanksgiving just happened, it's go time. Like, let's make sure this content's on point, because we know we're going to get a shitload of followers.
Exactly.
And you'll figure it out. Like, you'll figure out like what times you're going to get the best. It'll all come together eventually. And like you mentioned in the beginning, like, it just takes time.
It just takes
learning as well.
Like, I've gotten people say like, hey, like, why don't you like buy followers, or why don't you do this and that? That way your brand, as soon as someone lands on it, they're like, oh my God, they have 10.6 thousand followers. I'm like, yeah, okay, that does look cool, but when that person isn't, dumb, and they actually go and look at your post and they look at your engagement, they're gonna think you're not like a brand that has that that following. It looks super fake. So like, I'm like, I rather take it the slow route, but I know the followers I'm getting are organic, they're real. So like, that's been my goal right now. So like, with the with the athlete of the month thing, like, that's been a huge thing, because value-free information is so important. Like, giving information without expecting anything in return is something that I feel everyone needs, and it's honestly great, because you see all those shares, you see all like the people that send it to that repost on their stories, people that save it, like that person tells this person, and then they go and share the story. Like, it's an ongoing cycle.
You're totally right about that. Like, and one of the big words that I want to highlight in there is you said fake, and like, that's something that the whole time you were just talking, I was thinking in my head is like, people nowadays, because of how social media has been around for so long, how many people have been fake. Like, now it really is about being real, like being a true brand. Like, that's gonna work better than anything, and it's like refreshing to hear somebody who's just starting their business look at it that way, because I can't tell you, like, I've had a few friends that I've tried to help out for free, and it's just like, they want growth right now, right away. Let's reach out to the biggest possible influencers, and like, that's going to maximize everything, and in like 2 months I'm going to be famous and my brand's going to skyrocket. And it's just like, that's not realistic.
That's just not the way it works.
Not the way it works. No. And people are also going to realize that. Like, like, and it sounds like you have your brand image down. I mean, all your, and like, everybody listening, like, go check out the Instagram, like, everything that flows, you know, your content's great. And like, I think you're onto something. And I think like I said, like, you're going to hit a certain number of followers, and it's just going to be like,
it's going to go like that.
You're just going to start jumping. You're going to go on one day, you're going to have one post that, like, blew up on the explore page, and next thing you know, like, it's just going to start jumping from there. I've seen it happen, and it happens
exactly. Really, and I'm like patiently waiting for that moment. Like, I don't want to rush anything. I don't want to rush into doing something I know like I'm gonna regret, or like it's just not gonna be good for the overall brand. I want to take my time with it, because like, basically STRNGWEAR is like a baby right now, so I need to like give it time. I need to nurture it. I need to make sure it's like it's ready for that that growth, because it's gonna be like super quick when it hits that point.
So what's the biggest thing you learned through starting your own business? Having a business that's as young as yours is going through, hopefully the only pandemic of our lifetime. Like, what is the biggest takeaway from 2020 and just from this experience so far that you've had?
Okay, a lot actually. Well, number one, biggest thing: be patient. 2, don't rush anything, because if you rush something, it just eventually, you'll get the satisfaction of like, oh my God, it was fast, but like in the end, it didn't end up being the way you wanted it to. So don't make rash decisions. Like, take your time, really take the time to fully understand the decision you're about to make. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but as long as you're going in with the facts, the numbers, and you're ready to make that decision, go all in. And another one is like, don't keep your emotions and feelings to yourself, and do not mix it with business whatsoever, because it gets very messy. So keep that separate. And like, and another huge thing that I picked up is like, don't pay attention to like don't not pay attention to the haters, but like, be wary and understanding of them, but like also understand that there are people that are gonna want to put you down each and every single time you're growing. Because like those people are the ones that are gonna motivate you, but those are also the people that are gonna help you too. Mm-hmm. So like, you know, if you don't have haters, then like you're not doing well.
Yeah, you're not doing anything.
Exactly.
Right. I don't know
exactly.
Who said that. I want to say it was like fucking.
I forgot who said that.
Who
said that? I feel like it was Gary Vee or something or someone that said like if you're not. You know, if you don't have haters, you're not.
You're what is it?
You're not win.
We're both fucking this up right now.
I'm like, what is? Someone said,
just Google it. You all got phones who are listening.
Yeah, seriously.
Google the first half of the quote, and you'll figure out the rest.
No, seriously, I'm going. Yeah,
but you're right.
No, but it's true.
It really is true, and I mean, you're always gonna fucking, no matter what you do in life, you're gonna have haters. Whether it's a fucking coworker, your own parents. Somebody you thought was your best friend.
Exactly.
Some random fucking person on Instagram.
Yeah.
User 068.759. Like,
yeah.
Even know.
You don't even know.
Not even real.
No,
like,
seriously. No, seriously.
But it's always going to be there. And it's something that, like you said, don't completely ignore it. Because who knows? Like, you could read a comment about that somebody says about, like, a pair of shorts, for example.
Exactly.
And it might be like, you know what? Maybe I should check that out and change
exactly.
it. So, like, don't completely ignore it because some of that stuff could be useful for your business, but don't let it, like, deter you.
Exactly.
From keeping going.
Yeah.
Don't let it stop you. Don't let it, if anything, like you just said, like, use it as motivation.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really how it should be.
Yeah. Another thing that actually happened a couple months ago that really made me, like, sit back and realize, like, wow, this happened because, you know, obviously the brand I created, but, like, we did this big giveaway. I think it was like a free pair of AirPod Pros and like the entire line of like the new collection we were going to drop in the summer. And like that posted so well. It had like 1,600 comments and like thousands of likes. Like it was just crazy. And then it got to the point where someone made like a fake account and literally tried to like copy all the content and like following them, sending them messages saying, hey, you won this giveaway.
What?
This is what you have to do. Put your credit card information in. And it was crazy. I was so stressed out and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like this account's trying to rob people. And like some people did give their information in. And it was just like, it sucked. But then I just really sat back and realized like there's someone out there that like is seeing what I'm doing and like really just wants to like take that away and like do something with it, you know?
That's actually fucking wild. I've never heard of that happening before.
Really?
So you went to do a giveaway.
Yeah.
And somebody made a fake account and was like stealing people's credit card information and shit.
Exactly.
What the fuck is wrong with people, yo?
Yeah, no, seriously, like
I wouldn't even ever think of that.
Yeah. No, seriously, no, but like it was just I feel like it was because of a post that was doing that well.
Yeah, right.
Like I was getting a comment. I was getting so many comments on the post that like I kind of understood why it probably might have reached that one person or something, but it got so many likes and comments and shares and reposts, and it was just like I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. So like, how did you handle that situation?
So,
then? Were like the people who got scammed coming at you and the brand?
No, seriously, there were some people saying like, hey, like I'm so happy, like I won the giveaway. I'm like, wait a second, like you didn't win the giveaway, because like obviously we wouldn't just message you, we would make it like an official post,
right?
We wouldn't just message you,
tag them or something,
exactly, you know. And like, and then another person kept messaging me, another person saying like, oh my God, I won, what do I do? And then I'm like, no, like you didn't win, like. And then I had to make a whole post. I had to make like so many stories, and I told everyone that was a part of the brand, like block this account, like share it on your story, tell them like this is a fake account that's trying to take people's information. And it was just like I tried telling as many people as possible, and I reported it to Instagram and everything. But like, I think the page is still up, I think. But I did what I could there, and like I try to make everyone who messaged me feel as like calm as possible. But like, it just gets to a point where something's just not out of your, you know, it's not in your control.
Say that's completely out of your control. Like it's not.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fucking crazy. Damn.
Yeah, no, it was bad. And like, I don't know what this person was posting, but I think he was like screenshotting the post, because obviously that person blocked me. Like,
yeah, right.
Like the actual STRNGWEAR page in my personal account, just those two, and like people were following them, and I was just like, no, like stop, like report this account. And like I think their account was like strongwear.co or something.
People was fucking crazy, dude. Like that's like just why also.
Yeah, like what's the point?
Like what is? I mean, I guess their motive was to scam people, but like at the same time, like I don't know, you're just a terrible human being. At that point.
If you're doing that, like what are you getting out of that?
Exactly. Besides maybe a little bit of money that is probably just gonna get taken back out of your account because scam, or you're gonna just get locked out of the other people's account. Like it's just
no, seriously, and like
crazy.
No, it's horrible. Because then for that moment, I think I did lose a couple followers from that, but like it wasn't anything crazy. But like I tried to let people know what the situation was and like what was happening, because like I wouldn't make a second account just out of nowhere.
Exactly. That doesn't even doesn't make sense for you to do. No. Damn. Well, I hope that never happens again. So what's the goals for 2021? Is it like another storefront? I know you're in Foundation RX. For anybody in the area listening, you can get STRNGWEAR clothes there. Yep. But is it an actual brick and mortar? Is it? I know you mentioned a pop-up shop earlier. What's next?
So the next thing I'm planning to do is like I really want to tackle the e-commerce side. So like obviously from where I even started the business from, I do want to. It's just easier to track and monitor everything through with online sales. But I would not do another storefront because that would be it'd be very complicated. So like even just with the storefront at Foundation, it's amazing. It's great. Like I'm able to track it because it's very close to me. But like another storefront, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd ever do. But like I do want to. My goal for 2021 is really tackle all of the online orders and make sure we perfect customer service and make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible online.
So is it just you and your partner right now? The only two? I know you have, brand ambassadors and athletes, but are you guys like the only two employees essentially?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. We're the only two. So, everything that, everything, all the support and all the orders that we get in, I just reinvest it back into it and throw it back into it. There's some people that are like, oh my God, why don't you like pay yourself, or why don't you like, take some out? And I'm just like, no, like, I remember Max saying it, like, all the money that's made from your business or from what you're starting, just throw it back in, reinvest back into it and make it grow. Yeah. And like, that's going to be the goal for the next couple of years. Not even going to take a single cent out.
Yeah, it's something I live by and believe in, is that it's a fucking marathon.
Yeah, like exactly.
Why would you want to peak as a business in like your first 2 years? Why would you want to pay out yourself? You pay, next thing you pay out yourself, like, now you don't have as much money for the next launch. Like
for the next thing, exactly.
Get higher quality stuff for like a new material, or you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it just doesn't make sense. But like, I mean, it's good to hear that.
Yeah.
That,
no.
You recognize like, no, I'm trying to grow this.
Exactly. There's just so many different like things you need to look at before you really think about the yourself. You have to put the business before anything else and make sure you do everything in your power to, make it grow and make it sustainable in the future. Because I do, eventually, this is completely not out of topic, but like aside from the clothing brand, my goal is by 2025 or 26, I do want to, start a gym, like have a gym. So like I want to make this clothing brand successful and to be able to, start something new and make it grow and give it time and nurture it as well.
That's awesome. That'll be sick.
Yeah.
That'll be sick.
Thank you.
That'll definitely be dope. So yeah, I mean, I think this is a good place to wrap it up. Like any knowledge you want to drop, tell shout out your social handles, any of your athletes, whatever you want to do. This is your time.
So yeah, make sure to give STRNGWEAR a follow. And I do want to give a big shout out to Eric and Foundation RX Stanberry, just because with all the support and help that they've given, none of the growth would be possible that there is today. So make sure you go check them out too. Give them a follow as well. And a good piece of knowledge I do want to give out is, with anything you want to do, just do it, just tackle it. It could be risky and scary at first, but you will never know until you do it. So as cliche and simple as it seems, just take that first initial step, and then from there on, it just keeps getting better, and just like enjoy the process, enjoy the challenge, and like you'll see where that takes you.
And then just spell out your Instagram for them so they can find you, because I know it's not
strong
the way
I know
think,
some people So STRNGWEAR STRNGWEAR.
There you go.
Just give us a follow.
That's on everything. That's your handle.
Yep.
All right. On everything. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. You know where to find us. Don't forget to give us a follow, like, and subscribe to the video if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're new, you can find us on Instagram at Planet Creative Podcast and on YouTube at Planet Creative Podcast as well. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time.
Dude, that's